at 1 on
Mhm.
NBC. Then you got
Great
Steelers
game. Wow.
Ravens.
Oh,
That's a great
that
Steelers
Saturday
Ravens.
is going to be better than Sunday this week
Bro, Saturday is
by
gonna
far.
be insane. Shout out
What
to
an
my brother, bro.
introduction.
I love you. Happy early birthday. And you got the Steelers playing the Ravens,
Mm-mm-mm.
who are, by the way, oh, let me hold on, because I let me ask him real quick. Give me one.
Yeah, that's man, that's a very nice introduction to Saturday football this year, NFL. Well
I
done.
know that they were smart by getting those. Those are two really good games that they got to
I ain't
start off
used
the
to
holiday
saying
season.
well done for their scheduling lately. You know, they flexed us out of Sunday night against the Browns.
Yeah, I know. Hold up, I have the Steelers fan over here.
Oh, all right,
Oh, I got
right.
my
Yeah,
headset on.
I
My
know
bad.
it don't matter. Say
What's
hello.
up? How you been,
What's
man?
up? What it do?
Oh, you can't hear him. Hold on. Let me change the.
I can hear him.
You can hear him. Yeah, but he can't hear you. So
Oh, oh.
hello, hello. Can you hear us now?
What's up, Steel Man?
Can you still hear us?
I think
Oh
I can hear you a little.
no, hold on.
You
Wait, it's
gotta.
because I gotta
You,
the speaker. I gotta put it on. Okay, can you hear us now?
I can hear you. I've been
okay,
hearing
there
you.
you
There you
go.
go. There you
What's
go.
up, man? How you been?
Been great. Been great. Doing
Hey,
well. Doing.
man. You guys are back, bro. You got back quicker than we did, man. What can I say? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot. I liked what we did in the off season. Oh, my fault.
Yeah,
In the
I
off
can see
season,
you.
I liked what we did in the draft. We really invested into the guts of the team. Um, I wish we would have done like the second wide receiver spot. I wish we would have put just a little more. We got Roman Wilson, but he's been dealing with some injuries and some stuff, so that sucked. But even with only having one with George Pickens, it can happen and it can work with him out there on field.
hmm
Um,
Fryermuth as well. You know.
Frymouth is very good as exactly. You just need it can work there, but the biggest things was us with the linebackers. One, the O line drafting pieces, the D line there helping bit out, and another safety net that helped us a lot. Arthur Smith helped us a lot, and yeah,
And
with
then,
the
of
pass
course,
rush that
our
we
our
have.
dubs got to have something to do with that too.
You said what?
I said our dubs got to have something to do with that too.
What do you mean your dubs?
R Dub, the quarterback.
Oh, Russell Wilson.
What's our dove? Oh, that's what he was saying.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, of course. That's another great. Exactly my point. You see, we got Russ for super
Hold
cheap.
up. Let's make
We
this a
got
little bit
Justin
better. Hold on.
Fields for a sixth-round pick. So
Let me make this a little bit better. Hold on, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to League Wide Wednesday. Give us one moment, real quick. Let me change this puppy out so we can go ahead and see each other because clearly we can't. There we go.
Yeah, as well as I don't know if Miss Fins told you or not. Did she tell you about my I actually laid some dollars, $5 on you guys as a dark horse to win the Super Bowl?
oh, look at you. Well, if we stay healthy and we take care of business how we should, then yeah,
Well,
because the
I
Chiefs
got you at
should be
about
one and done.
23 to 1 odds. I couldn't say no, bro, the way
Oh my,
y'all been
yeah,
playing.
that
You
is.
know what I
It's
mean?
the same thing like for the division. We had last place odds in the division. Browns had better odds. Bengals had better odds. Ravens had better odds, of course. And guess what? We win tomorrow. We win the division. Take care of business completely. So I would
Yeah, you guys
say
get to find out right now about that Ravens question. Didn't you already
yeah.
beat them this year?
Yes, we've beaten them 8 times out of the last 9. The
Oh,
last time
that
Lamar
means you can
Jackson.
do it. That means you can do it in their house. So you shouldn't have any worries about going into
Exactly.
Baltimore.
Exactly, 100%. The last time what's it called? Lamar Jackson beat us was back in 2019.
Mm.
We know how to go and play and set up for him and make him see
Well, I'd
ghosts
say
on the
for
field.
this game, your biggest asset, if we want to actually talk about the game, your biggest asset this game, I believe, is actually Russell Wilson's play style.
Mhm.
Because one of the reasons we were able to make that comeback we did against the Ravens a couple seasons back is because their secondary, as the game wanes on, can tend to start getting really holy, like Swiss cheese. You know what I mean? And Russell Wilson's whole game is rolling out that pocket and throwing it as deep as he can into a big section of grass. You know what I mean? So if Pickens is in that big section of grass, that could be a real painful thing for the Ravens all day to deal with.
Oh, 100%. You know, it's just making sure he's able to get there. TJ Watt's already practiced.
Mm-hmm.
It was limited
Plus
to
the
this.
outlet to Fryermuth. Huge
Exactly.
target,
Ramos
good
is doing great.
hands. You know
We
what I
use him
mean?
more.
Perennial fantasy choice. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
So
yeah,
so
I like your
my
chances, man. I really do.
100%. We just got to go out there, take care of business, play our game how we should play. Pass
And
rush.
who makes sure that happens? And that's the biggest reason I like your chances. Who makes sure all that stuff comes together and happens?
Oh, I'll say Mike T.
There you
on
go.
the defensive part there.
The man knows his team, Miss Fins. Look at
I, I love. Oh,
Hey,
dude,
Hard
here's
Knocks.
the
You
thing.
should watch Hard Knocks. It's been
Oh,
He's
great.
y'all
telling
are
me
on
that.
Hard Knocks this year?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're on Hard Knocks.
I
The
gotta
whole
watch that.
NFC,
I gotta watch
AFC
that.
North.
AFC North.
It's amazing.
I gotta watch that. That man. I'm
No,
a big
he's a
Mike Tomlin
genius.
fan. I just am.
He can play any position on the field. Well, maybe not like DT because he don't got the body for that. Sorry, bro, you don't. But other than that, like he can play any position except the D line because they're just big boys and
Well,
I mean. But
just remember that the most important thing to catching a football is your eyes.
There you go. Yeah.
Don't ever forget that. It's
he
what
can dissect.
separates. It's what separates good from great, bro. Is the eyes, man.
Tell, tell
Very
me,
true.
what's your favorite part of the field, offense or defense?
Uh I enjoy playing defense. I like playing defense. Um
Feels like I
All
love
right.
defense.
It's all right.
Feels
Xavier
like
and
he knows I
Howard.
love
Xavier and
defense.
Howard. I honestly believe Xavier and Howard could have a second career as a wide receiver. He catches the ball so good because he understands what I just told you about the eyes.
but if he gets in and out of breaks well and he's good with his eyes to go catch the rock,
Well,
which I
well.
think he
I
is.
mean, if
Yeah.
you got some time one day, go back and look at a highlight reel of him intercepting the ball, and you'll see what I mean, bro.
Oh, he had
The dude
10 interceptions.
Yeah.
the front of his face mask is glued to that ball, no matter when he's catching it, how, where, why. The dude just understands how to catch a football,
I'm just surprised he hasn't been picked up yet.
I know. I'm
which is
surprised
rare
too.
because DBs are usually DBs because they can't catch the football. You know what I mean?
I think it's something either off the field or his agent, or it's
And yes,
waiting for
that was an
competitive.
old wide receiver taking a shot at DBs. Yes, that what that was. Y'all are DBs because you can't catch the football.
Yeah.
That's funny. But he can catch the football and throw
It's
too.
an old joke. It's an
No,
old
I
joke,
I
man. It
can.
goes back
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like DBs
But
are
yeah, no,
DBs
I
because
think you.
they're wide receivers that can't catch the football.
I think that this is gonna be a great game. Having it on Saturday, 4:30 on Fox. Right now, it looks like
One o'clock is
the Chiefs Texans
oh
game.
yeah, so it's gonna be a very good
Hmm.
game there.
It's gonna be a very good Saturday. That's
It's only two
That's
games on
brother
Saturday.
Ham's. Yeah, brother Ham's birthday.
Yeah, it
So
looks
yeah,
like two to start with. Yep.
I don't know if he
brethren,
celebrates
brethren.
birthdays anymore. So
Stop. We're not gonna discuss that right now. We're live,
They'll
dude.
probably have a bigger
No
slate
humans are
next week.
watching this, and this is the internet's
I know.
forever. But
Oh, and you
yeah,
guys got semi prime time too, 4:30.
yeah,
Yeah,
4:30 on a
exactly.
Saturday. Baltimore
Mm-hmm.
though is favored by 6.5 though.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I don't care. I don't care about them numbers. Them
Oh, me
numbers
neither.
mean nothing. They had us losing and going fourth in our division. Those numbers mean diddly squat.
You know what? On that note, Miss Fins, I'll make it my upset of the week. Right there. That's easy.
Smart
20%
man.
consensus for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a qualified upset right there.
Smart man. I'll take
I'm
it.
fading the
I'll tell
public
you
for
to take
sure.
take the points now before it gets to like Friday
Exactly.
night
Exactly.
and they get to like four and a
You
half
guys
or
are at
three and a half.
+3.
No, they got
No,
us
I
at
would.
minus.
minus 6.5.
No, they got
Oh,
the
oh,
Ravens at minus 6.5. So we're at plus six
oh.
and
So
a
you're
half.
at +6, plus
Yeah.
6.5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, take
And
that all day long.
yeah,
You guys will smash
that's the
right
big.
through that. Especially when I might take the money line on you guys. So if I'm willing to do that, why wouldn't I take the plus 6.5? You know what I mean?
There you go. The Ravens haven't beat us in so long. We know how to operate and work with them. The only
So there
way
you go,
teams
Miss Fans. Pittsburgh is the first underdog on my 3-dog night parlay for this week.
I think that's the easy underdog if we're gonna be
What's
honest.
what's
So
the money line on them?
the
Plus
money line on
230.
this
Oh
one
wow, are you
is
kidding me?
he just saw
I
it.
just
Unbelievable.
thought 230
Vegas, I implore you.
plus plus 230.
Wow. That's ESPN bet. That's not even Vegas, but
I said he was like, "What's the money?" Oh my gosh!
I know. Like, okay, what's your score prediction then, Color, so I can put it down?
You got to do it.
um
No, I'm gonna get yours too.
what's
Relax.
the
I put
highest?
you down.
I'll ask the Steelers fan. What's the highest you've scored this year
44.
in a game? 44 in one game?
Yeah,
All
it was
right, I
against
got the
the Bengals.
Steelers. I got the Steelers 34 to 33.
1 point game, bro.
Mhm. Justin
Uh,
Tucker misses a
yeah,
59-yard field goal.
50, 59. This man said 59 yards.
yeah.
That would be insane if that really did happen. I'm sure there has to be one of those parlays that
In the
has
swirling winds of
kickers.
Baltimore.
That's the thing. I have to see what the weather is.
Oh, I can tell
Hopefully
It's
you
it's
right
good.
now.
usually swirling winds, if anything.
Yeah, Baltimore. That's towards the sea.
Now
They
So
Crypto's
got
going
the
to come in here,
weather.
Miss Fins, and be like, "Color's wrong. It's never swirling winds in Baltimore."
It's not true. There it is. What does it say?
it says 34 degrees, but what's
But
the
cloudy. 34 degrees, but cloudy.
See,
so
That
yeah,
30
you
means
got
it's
to
gonna
cloudy.
be.
see
Hold
That
on.
usually means air pushing down on the ground. That's swirly windy.
7. It says 7 miles per hour. This isn't bad. 23 miles per
That
hour
ain't nothing.
gusts. You got to
Yeah,
see
that
how
ain't
much these
nothing.
gusts are.
That ain't nothing.
But
23-mile-an-hour gust winds,
oh,
though.
but that's for that day. You got to go down.
Oh,
Yeah, we got to go
And
down.
you also got to go for evening, night, or afternoon because it's 4:30.
Oh, so not as much. So it's partly sunny, breezy, and cold. Bundled up, it'll feel like midwinter.
Breezy.
0% chance of rain. So
but the wind is 15 miles an hour.
There you go. Breezy and 15-mile-an-hour winds. All
yeah,
right.
we'll see how that goes.
Okay, what's your score prediction then, bro?
I would say 24-20. I'll say there.
All right. So take
I
the
think
unders on
Eagles win.
everything.
Yeah, see how that
That's probably
goes.
what'll happen. Every time I take the overs on everything, the game is a snooze fest. but
It'll be 12-9.
if
Yeah,
I
The
yeah.
Rams
but if
roll.
I look at it, if I go, well, this is an AFC North game in cold, windy conditions, I would be like, okay, 12-7. But as soon as I say that, they have a shootout. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Because bro, things can happen in one quarter. Like there was a quarter like nothing happened, and then in the fourth quarter, like 30
and even
something
right,
points were scored
and even though
between.
the North is known to be smash mouth, y'all still can put points up too. Like that division can still have a shootout. They
Yeah, I mean,
have
look at what
because
the
you have to
Bengals have
face
been
the
doing.
Bengals every year, which means you have to be prepared to gun it out.
Exactly. Things happen. All you have to do is string together a couple drives. The other team strings it well. Nobody's holding on to the ball for more than 4 minutes a drive. Then yeah, you're getting a lot of
Scoring.
points back and forth. Yeah, especially like in the red zone. That's the thing. We kicked last game. We kicked 6 field goals. But we got into the red zone. I think 4 or 5 times.
Hmm.
We rushed through that pick at that 5 yards away from the end zone. There, it was trying to give a shot to Washington. But we've gotten better at capitalizing while in the red zone. So in capitalizing, let's say instead of 6 field goals, capitalize 3 of those, get a touchdown. You could get that 24-27 range, but you got to see how it goes. You get a turnover, that flips things. You get, you know,
I got it 27-23. Um, I'm
Going middle of the
slightly,
road.
Yeah, I'm gonna be right in between both of yous.
Oh, I'm changing mine. 2-0 Pittsburgh. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
Kidding
Good one.
Minka Fitzpatrick with the game-winning safety.
There you go. On a safety blitz.
That's funny. But hey, there you have it. This is other brother Fins over here.
Extended game coverage of the Steelers and Ravens
Yes,
in honor
four
of
Tune in at 4:30.
Brother
on
Steelman.
Get your
Fox.
popcorn.
On Fox, ladies and gentlemen. 4:30 on Fox for the division because
Yep.
you guys win this. That's it. It's over.
Yep.
Like, there's no chance for the Ravens to get it.
Yep.
So that means you clinch the
Wow.
division, and if I'm not mistaken, you clinch the
At
third
least
spot.
at least the third spot. Yeah.
At
Yeah,
least
you
third,
clinched the
yeah.
third spot, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
No, but there is a shot. There is a shot for you guys to get the first overall seed, bro. I figured it out. There is still a chance
You gotta
for the
Buffalo has
Steelers.
to just lose once. And we gotta beat
Buffalo has to lose once.
so we have to beat Baltimore and Kansas City.
Baltimore loses once. Kansas City loses one.
Yeah.
Bills, not Bills lose one.
Not
If the
Baltimore, that's what I meant.
sorry,
Buffalo.
yeah, if Buffalo loses one, and you beat Kansas City after you beat obviously Ravens, you're the number one seed, and all three teams will end with a 13-4 record. But you'd have the tiebreaker over the other two.
Yeah, because
So
we have better conference record at that
exactly.
point.
So there is still a shot. That's why this number one seed is not a gaming for Kansas City or for the Buffalo Bills. The Steelers still are a dark horse team to make the number one overall seed.
Yeah.
And can you imagine
And
if that
could
was the case, dude? With Russ, I already told him out because we talked about it. With Russ, you're getting this Russ that we have. It's like having the Seahawks Russ, the Super Bowl winning Russ, because that's exactly how he's playing with this team. So right now you got the best of both worlds. You only paying him a million change, but he's so cheap. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah,
But
like
love you, bro.
Tua.
Oh yes. Don't
It's a
don't
million.
don't turn
That's the
don't stab me and turn it, man. Come on, bro. Let me live. Let me survive the night. You gotta twist the blade too, man. Chink chink. Like, come on, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's all good. Hopefully, when we go to resign him, he's reasonable. We get him in that
I think he will be.
35, 40-ish range.
Hell no, 30.
You
30.
know, if he's hey, we're able to get him like Baker Mayfield, signed a 3-year, like
If
100.
he's smart, he'll
You
do
talking
the
about Russell
Brady
Wilson?
route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are cutting bait and going with Justin Fields, bro.
Ah,
You'd be dumb
He
if you didn't.
I think we can either sign both, but I know for sure how they saw this team play out. And with Russ not turning the ball over and being very conscious about, his passes and stuff, I think Mike Tomlin, likes it a lot. Likes it all a lot.
I think if they can sell Russell, bro, the man already has over $200 million contracts twice. Nobody gets that. You know what I mean? So if you guys can convince him that, hey, go the Brady route, build your
Yep.
brand. Let's continue to get weapons around you so we can win Super Bowls, and you
Mm,
start
so,
racking up wins, dude. You're
so
gonna
it
be a
may just be
king.
a case of staging Russell Wilson to be able to ride off into the sunset a winner. Now, if that happens, if that somehow happens this year,
Yeah.
I think with the fact that Justin Fields got some time in, looked fairly decent in Mike
Yeah, he was
Tomlin's
pretty
system.
good.
Now Tomlin has a chance to look at Fields' tape as a Steeler, plus the time sitting now he has been. If Russell Wilson gets the job done this year and rides off into the sunset, I think you guys are already still ready to go with Justin Fields full boat.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you did sign him for a 1-year contract
Yeah, we,
too.
we got both of them there.
Now you will stumble out of the gate next year if that were to happen. But I think that all in all, you know what I mean? You'd be right back at the pinnacle pretty quick, if not guaranteeing a winning season again next year, solidifying Mike Tomlin's record as probably one of the greatest of all time in and
Oh, he
consistency.
already is.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you know what I mean? Like,
He already is. Multiple Super Bowl winning head coach.
and as
Like,
leader of men, you know what I mean? Like,
it's
hey,
insane.
if you want to learn more about him, how he's like behind closed doors, like I said, the Hard Knocks.
I'm watching it for sure.
Now I have to
Man, I
watch.
used to
I'm
go
done with
Shula. I
sports.
used to go like Shula, Belichick. I mean, those are the cliches, but I'd put Mike Tomlin right behind Don Shula.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been phenomenal. Hey, I'm very happy to have this man, and hopefully he's coaching us for us for the next 15 years,
I'm
20
s-
years.
I'm telling you, you got
Oh yeah,
him.
they'll wheel him out, bro, in a wheelchair before he quits, bro.
But I still think he can win two more, at least. I still think he can win two more. And if he can get it with Russ,
He'll be like
and
Ivar the Boneless. They'll ride him into battle on a shield. You know what I mean? They'll just carry him in. You know what I mean? Set him
Vikings,
down on
yeah.
the ground, be like, Coach, just chill. We got this. You know what I mean?
There you go.
I mean, he can do it, and with and knowing Mike Tomlin and the way that organization runs, they're already gonna have their next coach in house.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like how
And
it was
get
the last
him
time.
exactly, and get him,
Well, given their history, yeah.
yeah, get him to be the next dude that's there for the next 20, 30 years. And guess what? I still think Mike Tomlin can win two more Super Bowls. And if again, what's his name? Russell Wilson doesn't need the money. But if he
The good thing
sees
about it too, it
if
just
he sees that he can win with this team with the way it is, and we can add even more money to like more pieces
into the
around him,
offense,
the more
use that
pieces
money to
around
get a
him
tackle, use
that I
that
was gonna
money,
say, give him
anything.
more protection. I'm telling you right now, he can be smart and start picking up rings. He's gonna solidify himself as being a first ballot Hall of Famer. Forget it. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer eventually, but he will end up being a first ballot Hall of Famer if he starts racking up to, an extra 2, 3 wins. Like that would be really good for him and his legacy. Because now he's already in the tail end
Tomlin
of
is
his.
in yesterday. I mean,
Oh yeah, he's
yeah. I
Well,
bro.
mean,
yeah,
he's already
They
done
don't
enough.
even. Yeah, it's
yeah.
that's the yeah. That's already it's been signed, sealed,
Well, I
delivered.
mean, he's already done enough for first ballot and all that.
Hmm.
His bust is already made. They're just waiting for him to retire to put it up there. That's it. So, but I think that if he's smart, he'll go for the Super Bowls. And this defense is what's gonna get you guys there.
Yeah,
The defense wins championships, and the Steelers have one of the best defenses. If they
Well,
continue,
bro. Have you seen Cam Hayward?
dude,
oh
it's like
yeah.
the man is looking younger every
The
year.
man's a gem. This man's a fossil, but a darn good one.
Well,
And he's
I've I've kind of adjusted my saying about defense wins championships. They can, and the other thing is, so I'll say first they can win championships, but secondly, it's more like you cannot win a championship unless you have one.
yeah,
You may need to still have a better offense and all that, given what's going around the league that year. You know what I mean? But you can't win if you don't have a defense.
yeah,
Agreed.
And
So
sometimes, if you're facing that team that doesn't understand that, your defense can win it outright.
yep,
I
That's
mean,
kind of where I'm at with the whole thing
look
these
at what the
days. You know
Rams
what I mean?
did.
Right,
The Rams had one of the highest offenses that year when they played the Bengals, but
right,
it was the defense that won
right.
that Super
But
Bowl.
see, that's where people. That's what happens these days. Is that because back in the day, it really was defense wins championships, and that was it. You know, but now people still want to think that. But when we get to a Super Bowl where a defense does win a championship, a la New England Patriots against the Rams a couple years back,
yeah,
you know, we all are like, or like maybe if the Steelers win this year, we'll all be like, yeah, defense wins championships, but they forget. No, I'm pretty sure it took a few nine routes from Russell Wilson. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Throughout the, you know what
Exactly.
I mean?
That's what
Like,
I mean.
you're not going to win without offense in this league. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you don't have to be a juggernaut. You just have to be timely with the
But you
offense.
have to have the offense, and sometimes you have to, your offense has to win it most of the time. But
Mhm.
the key is their offense can score more points than your offense. So you still have to have the defense, like the championship
Mhm.
level defense. So when the other offense doesn't show up in any given Super Bowl, we all get confused into thinking back like it was back in the day that defense wins championships. It's like, no, that offense probably just had a bad day, you know, and the defense was good enough to capitalize on that. And that's what I mean. You still have to have the defense, but the defense ain't per se
Yeah,
winning the
exactly.
championships these days.
Man, you get a couple turnovers, you force a couple turnovers there, flips the goal. You just don't
Yeah,
need the
again,
offense to lose you the game.
take the Chiefs last year. They haven't needed it. Their offense has been winning them championships, but last year they needed their defense to do it.
Bro. Their defense, the only reason why they scored a touchdown was because off of a punt, the ball
Mhm,
rolled off of one of the
mhm.
49ers like shins or
But the
something.
49ers were in the same boat that day.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So
they were running great,
it came
not
down
running
to
the
who
ball.
had the better, which offense could break through both defenses that showed up.
And those turnovers that put the Chiefs on short fields,
Right.
that's it.
And ultimately, the reason they needed their defense all year to even get to the Super Bowls because their wide receivers were dropping footballs at a 50% rate. Once that got cleaned up, it wasn't their defense that won them the championship. It was the fact their wide receivers started catching the football in the playoffs.
I think it was a mixture of everything, all of the above there. But without those turnovers to give them short fields, they were not driving down the field. I think they easily lose that one there. But go watch. Everything changed after that punt in the ball. Like the 49ers stopped them on defense. They punt the ball off. It rolls off one of the blockers' legs. The Chiefs get the ball like the 7 yard line or something, and then
Right.
they score a touchdown. And
Given the ineptitude of the 49ers West Coast offense last year, do you really think that the Chiefs with their defensive alone would have been able to pull that out with against a team like the Buffalo Bills?
the
No, I don't believe so, dude. And I know they would never
oh
play each other in the Super Bowl. I'm saying that caliber of team.
oh
Because let's
I
face it, the 49ers, no matter what anybody says, they win a lot, but they're not that caliber of a team.
Oh, you're talking about like explosiveness on offense.
To take advantage of the Chiefs' offensive struggles by breaking through a fantastic Steve Spagnuolo defense.
Oh, like what just happened this year?
The Bills can do that. The Lions could probably do that. You know what I mean? Like the Rams could do that. So what I'm saying is, how much did their defense really win them the game last year?
I think their defense was better last year than it was this year.
It
Their
was way
Right,
defense
better. Yeah,
forced a lot more turnovers.
right,
the
That
defense is
was
the only reason why they won games in the regular
right.
season.
they had Legarius Sneed, remember?
I understand all that. So you guys are right. You have to have the defense. But if the Chiefs wide receivers were still dropping footballs at that rate, that short field wouldn't have mattered. Butker would have been kicking a field goal.
Hey, all they did was throw it to Travis Kelsey. That's
Well,
hey,
there you go.
they
But you
got into
know,
the red zone, just throw it to Travis
right.
Kelsey and
But again, the threat to the wide receivers wasn't there earlier in the year.
It's true because they were dropping. They were the number one
By
dropping ball
the
team.
time Mahomes was in the Super Bowl, he had already demonstrated in the last 2 or 3 games that yeah, my wide receivers are catching the ball again, people. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that helped a lot. The
Yeah,
run
that's what
game
I'm
too.
saying.
They
So yeah,
started.
they needed their defense, but their defense would not have been enough last year given that they started out slow on offense because the 49ers have a good defense. Okay? Their offense would not have been enough last year to hold back the onslaught of a Detroit Lions or a Los Angeles Rams if Matt Stafford starts cooking. You know, I mean, they just don't have like that defense is great, but let's be real.
Well,
Defenses can be
honestly,
broken. Defenses
yeah,
can be broken on any given day by a high
yeah,
powered
because
offense.
all it takes is a miscue. All it takes is
Right.
a coverage
Case in
bust,
point,
right?
case in point, the Rams put 44 on Buffalo, and the Lions proceeded to put 42 on them in a
Mhm.
loss. And
Yeah, but you see the
oh
Lions.
by the way, the Lions got 46 put on them by the Bills.
But I was gonna say that proves like the Lions, they since all their injuries have come to the defensive side, have
Mm-hmm.
come to their D line,
Okay.
it's harder to generate pressure. It's harder to force, you know, Josh Allen to make bad reads and decisions. It's harder to
Right.
bluff. It's harder because, but when you have that, right? If a team is very explosive, but you're able to put a lid on everything, you're able to generate a great pass rush that's not running themselves out of the play. They're able to contain it as they're pass rushing. A team that's ripping the ball out, that can play man coverage, bump and run, like all of that, when you're able to do it well, it's like look what the Seahawks did to the 2013 Seahawks did to the
Oh yeah, great
2013
example.
Broncos.
But
Right.
what lost this? Oh, right. But that same defense, Legion of Broom. I'm glad you bring that up. In the Super Bowl, what lost the Seahawks the game?
Or you're talking about the
Oh, he's
next
talking about
one. You're
yeah,
talking about
the
2014.
yeah
Right, right.
2014.
Their defense was still the Legion of Boom, but what
Yeah,
lost
their
them?
defense handed them the dub with the running game. The
Right,
defense and
and
the
what?
running game.
Who needed to step through the door and didn't?
Well,
Their
yeah,
offense.
yeah, at the end there.
That
So
was
Actually,
actually
that
the
proves
I
right
think
there.
they
But see,
that
well
that
was
the
proves right
offense,
there. That
but the
proves
thing,
right there that defense doesn't win
but
championships.
wait, the
Otherwise, the
off.
Seahawks would have won.
Well, yes, the defense can't always just put the ball in the end zone. You need an
Agreed.
offense that could,
Agreed.
that could
Not
at
these
least
days. Now,
do their job. And
back in the day, there might have been a defense that scored on that Patriots team and helped them win outright. You know what I mean?
true. So hey, sometimes the ball bounces your way on like a strip sack. Somebody can just run,
Right.
scoop in.
But there
It's
are
not always
guys, there have been defenses where you could count on that. Fangio's style defenses, every single good defense that he's put together, if you look at his history, all were leading the league in turnovers.
Mhm.
You know, so it is an art to actually
Yeah,
get
yeah.
turnovers. You know what I mean?
Generate true. It is. I would say. I would say forced fumbles is more of where the defense can show how they separate themselves from the rest of the league.
Right, right.
Interceptions can happen. Sometimes,
Interceptions are usually mistakes on the offense.
yeah,
Absolutely.
things can happen like exactly, right? A
Unless
bad
a
read,
defender outright baits
or
a
not even or
quarterback,
just
which
throwing
does
the ball and
happen
not
too.
even
You know what I
seeing the
mean?
damn.
or the
I mean,
receiver bounces.
if you ask a DB, they'll always tell you every interception they were baiting the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hey, of course. Or yeah, but the ball could go through the receiver's hands. The ball could
Or
be
it could be
tipped
right,
on
or
a
it could
It
be
safety.
could
one of
bounce
those.
off
It could
somebody's
be one of
shoulder or
those
something.
quick hitches out to the flat that gets picked off for six. You know,
Yep.
that is just a great athlete that stepped in front of the ball. You know,
Yeah, but I would say with like stuff like forced fumbles where the ball's getting punched out,
Like TJ
the
did on
Mhm.
on that last
yeah, like what
game.
he did on
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, he didn't have to go do that. He could have just wrapped it
right,
up. But he saw Jalen Hurts came back inside and he just had his arm out and just immediately just shot it through.
right.
And
Now
and
you call
easily
that
out.
effort, right?
Exactly.
So then
Patrick Queen did it.
why do all of our fans say that we are a fumble away from losing to the Jaguars this year? When if you ask me, that's raw effort on the DB's part to punch the ball out of ETN's arms
Yeah,
before
that
the
hey,
end zone.
that's I would say that is great. Like if you have a team that is very opportunistic, even if another team gets into your red zone, you're like, we can still come out with a turnover here.
Right.
They try to
Now
do a
After the
play
action.
action.
Yeah.
for whatever reason we lost that over the year. When I'm not claiming anything about our defense. What I'm saying though is our fans have been saying all year that we got lucky in that game.
Mhm. I would say it's lucky. Let's say if the ball just fell out of the running back's hands, or if a bad snap
Right,
that
right.
can
Or if the running back started to celebrate too early and drop the ball, yeah,
exactly.
you know,
Then that's stuff
And
like
you
like
you
could
just
get
even
happened
insurance.
last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
See,
Then you can
But
people think
yeah,
these takes are crazy, dude, but we forget these things really happen. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's what the Tennessee Titans. I mean, the Bengals did over there against the Tennessee Titans. Like it was just. But I would say the ones that aren't giveaways but are takeaways, those you can't put up to luck, right? Those you
Their
went and
effort.
earned. You
Yeah,
you
their
went
effort.
Right,
and did
right.
your
Yeah,
part.
because ultimately, even if you punch the ball out, the ball could bounce right back into one of their other guys' hands, you know? So,
You're right, but at least punching it out, you did that,
yeah,
right?
you put yourself in position to have good luck because if it bounces
So
into one of your guys' hands, then you did that.
yeah, yeah, absolutely,
which
yeah.
is great. But brethren, thank you for coming. I'm gonna ask you
Man,
one
thanks
last
for the
thing because I know
discussion. That
you're.
was great. We're
This is
talking to
why
a real football
whenever
mind, yeah.
he's a. I told you he's a genius. Like right here, ladies and gentlemen, your future NFL player right here. Look at that beautiful smile. Come on, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys.
By the way, they all tell me I don't know football, bro. I'm just saying,
Oh my gosh.
They're just
Sorry to
haters.
hear that.
But I gotta
Just
get
got told
your
that today, as a matter of fact. I told the guy, thank you.
real quick. I just want to get your opinion, bro, on Dolphins 49ers. Before Color and I do it, just tell me, be straight up. What do you think of that game, Dolphins 49ers coming up?
um, I'll say you
Be
guys should
honest.
definitely
Be
go win that.
honest.
Absolutely, you guys should win that game. Um,
He's gonna
just
be in the game.
Tua not just don't turn the ball over, right? Don't just aimlessly throw into a spot.
I'm
This is it.
say that one more time for my fans that don't know what they're talking about.
Don't just don't aimlessly throw into a spot because you expect somebody to just be there because the game plan or the design of the play is supposed to go there. You know, you know what it reminds me of, and this is something that Ryan Tannehill was actually very good at doing it when he went to the Tennessee Titans in 2019. When he was under Arthur Smith, one thing Ryan Tannehill could go do is, hey, look, you tell me point, click, throw it to somewhere, I'm gonna do it there. The moment I come out of this play action or something, I'm just gonna throw it to that spot. If it's a DB there, it's a DB there. If it's my receiver, it's my receiver. And they had AJ Brown, and that's the year they kept. That's how they knocked the Ravens out of the playoffs. They took shots.
They went to the AFC Championship.
Yeah, that was it. Was just
And they
hey,
weren't they like 2 plays away from literally making it to the Super Bowl?
yeah, they had a very good what's it called? They had a very good run
It
there,
was a balance.
and
It was a balance between Derek Henry
Henry
and Tannehill being able to deliver the ball where he needed to. But that one thing, one more time of Tua not what
don't just throw it aimlessly to a spot. That's the biggest
this
thing
is
there.
coming from a DV that does it every day. Literally does it every day. So
They see you guys throwing the same right hook over and over and over. There's gonna be a crossing route. There's gonna be another dig. Don't take the cheese. Just wait for this number 10, or that's what they want to wait for number 10 because they don't even go by names. Wait for number 10 to come across, and you're gonna see that the safeties are
or
not backpedaling.
17 or
Yeah, 17.
17.
But yeah, 17, you guys could make him a threat if you guys used him more and that became more of the focus on offense. But I would say Tua has to recognize if the safeties are backpedaling or not. If the safeties have their feet are flat, they're just waiting on it to come. They're waiting for that. They have no threat over the top. They're not afraid for anything to go behind them because they know you're not trying to go there. You're trying to go right here at 15 to 20 yards. You're right behind my linebackers. And hey,
Yeah, you always
100%.
want to be throwing to see, that's the thing I think people fail to realize when we say that in the league, a half step is wide open. You know what I mean? Or one on one is wide open, and the reason for that is because if you understand that what he just said uh, about about recognizing the body position of the defenders
Mm-hmm.
and what they can accomplish physically as an athlete. Okay, you have to realize that the best throws, you can see this when you watch the all 22, is that you can pick out what are the best throws because the best throws are the ones that are throwing past or by a safety, even if the safety has tight coverage or the defender has tight coverage. If his body is oriented in a way that if that receiver catches the ball, the defender is out of position to make a play, that is your throw. You base
Mm-hmm.
it on the body position and trajectory of the defender that is on the guy you're attempting to throw to.
Yeah.
Because if that guy's turned around flat footed, he could be a billion yards away, but I guarantee you he knows that and he's hoping you throw that ball.
Yeah, they don't have a back pedal to have to get out of.
Right,
They
because the
can just
worst thing for
immediately.
him is he can still make a play, hit you hard enough when you catch it to maybe
Mm,
knock it out. So,
yeah,
and these guys are athletic enough to get there. And that's the part that Tua underestimates, because coupled with his inability to put enough velocity on the ball to where you count the amount of time that it takes the ball to get there, that defender is going to outrun it. It just is what it is. They are paid millions of dollars because they are the best, fastest, most agile, and quickest reacting people in the world. There's nobody more, I would say, reactionary or athletic, I would say, even in that regard, than an NFL defensive back. Nobody.
yeah, it takes a lot. And the other thing is that there's you guys. If it was sprinkled in with other ways to attack the defense, it puts more on the defender to have to worry about. But
Right.
when you get hit with the same move over and over, and you got the defensive coach telling you, watch
Yep.
for this, and you got everybody telling you to watch for the next thing that's happening.
Right.
Oh, you guys are coming back with that same right. Okay, let's just
And then
close the entire
eventually
middle.
you just range your distancing. And it's just a matter of a number of plays before you are close enough to make a play on that ball.
Yep, and that's how the DB said, "Hey, I don't need to backpedal out of this. Let me just read," and then
Let
just
me just
shot
sit
straight
Bingo.
in the
down.
middle and wait
Bingo.
for this ball to
And
get
then
to
they
me.
right. And then they take, 5 to 10 plays to range that distance. And the more
Also,
they see it, the more they know how far they have to be away to still have enough time to get there on the ball.
I was gonna say the other thing to mess with a QB's timing as to when a receiver's supposed to get to a spot is if you bump them, and that's what the linebackers did there, or the nickel that was there. He bumped Tyreek off of his spot and took some
Because all
time to
you
find
need
a,
is a half step slower. That's all you need is a half step slower.
and the
Remember,
quarterback
these
has to
guys are
wait,
all athletes that
has
are
to hit.
equal to each other. The key to an NFL athlete beating another one is getting that other guy into a position where, for whatever reason, he's a half step slower. That might be because he's a lesser grade athlete. That might be because he just played a really physical game the week before and had to travel across country. It could be because you did something like he's just suggested and bumped him. But all it takes is getting a guy to be a half step slower in the NFL on any
Yeah,
given play, and they're beat.
getting touched. The receivers do not like getting touched. If you hit them, if you want to stop people from flying up the field, just hit them on the
Right,
way there.
right.
You are doing your safeties
And it
help.
right, and it works for all position groups, because why do people think the offensive lineman put a chip block on somebody, or a running back will put a chip block? What do you think a chip block is? A chip block is to get that guy to be a half step slower.
Yep, it is very annoying for edge rushers. It's like I gotta burst off the ball, I gotta beat this bozo, and then I gotta burst again, and then I gotta beat the next guy with another move. So I have to have an
Right,
engine that's good enough to put all this going max effort to beat both of these guys. And
right.
it's like,
And it's the difference between him getting blasted by the defensive lineman, or him running through an arm.
mhm,
That could be the difference. That's what they mean when they say it's a game of inches. So if it's a
yeah,
game of inches, that means it's a game of seconds too.
yeah, positioning, seconds, and everything there. If you force them to have to restart that engine, it's like the receiver. The receiver can't get up to full speed. If you bump them, then they have to work to get back up to full speed. They have to, and
Right, right.
that's and hey, these
I
people
mean,
can
think about it.
run,
It-
you know.
this is another way time translates to distance, right? If you're in our example with the DBs and Tua, if you can if he's dropping back and getting the ball out quicker than anybody in a 1 or 2 step drop, and that's causing the ball to get out quicker. Well, the quicker the ball gets out, the more you just have to adjust your distance to the receiver, or to where you expect the receiver to be. So again, that's time translating the distance. We think we're beating people because we get the ball out quicker. All they're doing is shortening their distance to where they need to go. That's all they're doing. It's
I,
still the same game.
the other thing I would say is if I'm not afraid of you throwing the ball by me, then all my attention and focus can just be on what's ahead.
Yep.
And if a
Yep.
team is just
You
working
mean
quick
we have to
game,
take deep shots?
just hey, if you want to force safeties to not have to go in and be flat footed to come and react on everything in front of them, you have to give them a threat of something behind
Well,
to
here's
get
the
them
key
you
question:
know.
if we throw that deep pass and it to one-on-one coverage, and
Trust your guy.
and you make the play, and you're on the receiver like glue, and you make the play, does that mean all of a sudden you're now not that's no longer a threat because you happen to make a great play? No, you're like, thank
It's
God
still
I
a
made
threat.
that play. We need to
Yeah,
recognize that going forward.
yeah, exactly. It
So
gives
even
you
if it
more to
doesn't
think about.
work, you got to do it.
Exactly.
Because that
Exactly.
one time you don't think it's gonna work is when you get blown by, and then the receiver gets you for 7. Well, for 6, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it just having the threat of that, forces you just to hesitate a little, and that's all you need. You wanna get big chunk
Right. So
plays.
even when it doesn't work, you're still like, we had to defend the ball coming this way.
Hmm.
That means we have
Yeah,
to defend it in the future and be ready for it in the future.
exactly. The difference between somebody, a safety coming and killing somebody on a dig route, if that safety goes to hesitate just a bit more because they're thinking of something else, that can be a hit versus the receiver catching it and taking it up all the way, for an extra 20, 25, 30
Or
yards,
even a touchdown.
all just based off of a couple steps, if somebody goes to react or not. And that's why if you force defenders or anybody on defense to have to hesitate or think or not react quickly, that's enough to give a window for the offense to go and you know move the rock and make a play down the field and shoot, get closer to scoring a touchdown. But I'll say there for Tua and for the Dolphins there, just attack other areas of the field. And I would say if you really want to take advantage of the speed, threaten them vertically to think about that, and then everything in front of those safeties are going to be open. You know, after that, but you have to at least force them to respect what
Yep.
you're
And
doing.
if you're insistent upon using West Coast, East and West style, then your running backs and receivers and whoever you use need to make their cutbacks earlier and get vertical. It just simply is the way it is. The sooner you get vertical, the more you're threatening the defense. That's just the way the game works.
Yeah.
A
Uh,
defense, the sideline is not the goal line.
Hmm.
You got and until it's time to keep the clock running, you all don't ever defend the sideline. Who gives a dang about the sideline?
Yeah,
That's why
especially for
that's why runners are coached to head towards the sideline. Like at an angle, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
But that's why we always see these guys trying to get outside. It's like, yeah, because when you go inside, that's when the hurt gets put on you from some blind side or something. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
right. So the only open grass usually is near the sideline.
yeah. I was gonna say that typically the worst tacklers on your team are the corners, right? And
That
you
too.
want to
Couple it
go
with
and
that. Yeah.
yeah, you want to get your
Unless you're
back if
Cater
you're
Kohu, of course.
if you're getting your back out there, let's say on the outside zone or on a pitcher and everything, and they're actually able to get in between the outside receiver and that tight end or tackle, there's like a lane, a big window. And if the
Right.
safety's too hesitant to come down and fill it, if a linebacker's too slow to come down and fill it, if an edge isn't forcing it to cut back and instead allowing things to bounce outside, that's where a lot of damage can happen if your defense is
And if your running back
tailored
is
to it.
willing to, and if your running back is willing to do the Oklahoma drill that's been set up between him and the corner or the
Yeah,
safety that's
that's
coming
what it
down,
is.
right?
Yeah, you have a big lane, a big cylinder, and it's like who wins from here? And if the free safety is
Right.
too
And
slow to
ideally,
react,
this is why they do Oklahoma drills in practice, because the best you can hope for is a one-on-one matchup between two guys in that lane.
yeah, and the offense is okay. Somebody's going to be free on this rushing defense. If everybody gets blocked, there's one person free. Do I want it to be that linebacker? Do I want it to be that safety? Do I want it? Sometimes what they do is
Depends on
they
who
get
your runner is and their
yeah,
abilities.
sometimes what they do is they get the wide receiver to instead of block the DB, instead of block the corner, just go and run to go block the free safety or the safety.
Right, right,
The corner's just gonna follow you aimlessly anyways, and by the time he reacts to be like, "Oh crap, there's a run coming towards me," it's just a one-on-one between a running back and that corner,
right,
and
exactly. And that's
and
where
the
I
running back.
personally believe, like when I say Cater Co shines, that's where he shines because he can make that tackle,
Yeah,
at a really high percentage. I know
having a
every
nickel,
one of
having
them
a
gives up one, but
yeah,
the main thing is when you look at his textbook tackling, bro, the guy could hold a camp. You know what I
it,
mean?
that's very valuable. A DB who can tackle versus somebody who allows them to they whiff and allow an extra 15, 20 yards.
Yeah,
That's
I
where
mean,
explosive runs come from.
even if you use enough technique, even if you're the smaller guy and your goal is to use enough of your technique to
Yeah,
hold that guy up long enough for the swarm to come.
that's it. Even if you don't
You
make the
know,
tackle, just slow him down, force him to change directions. That buys enough time for
and if
everybody.
you've got a good coach defense, that swarm is going to be there
Yep.
to clean it
And,
up.
but the thing is like sometimes you have people that don't even slow down the back, don't even slow down their momentum,
Right,
and it's
right,
like, oh
exactly.
my gosh, he's just running free and gaining speed down the field. It's like if you want to stop explosive runs, these big runs by Derrick Henry, they only happen because you allow the person to keep generating speed down the field. You
Hmm.
even if you can't get it, even if you can't make the tackle yourself, at least throw your
Right,
body in the
because the
lane,
more speed,
jump
the
over.
harder the angles become to hit.
Exactly. And
It
sometimes there is
shortens the
no angle.
number of angles you can take.
Sometimes if you're too late to get there and they're running too fast, sometimes there is no angle. And
Oh
you're
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can shorten it all the way to zero. Right.
yeah, so the earlier you can stop a run, at 2, 3 yards before they're able to open up, the better it is for your defense. And the better tackling your DBs are, the less explosive runs you have because they are the extra people to fill in the lanes, not the backers. The backers have to do their job, of course, but the people that help the backers is the DB group. And if you have a DB group that can stop these runs from turning from 8, 7 yard runs to 20 to 15, or to a house call, it's a huge difference. Huge difference.
So
Yeah.
who do you have between these two teams?
Oh, I have the Dolphins.
Mm,
I have the Dolphins. I believe you guys are healthier, um, and can take care of business against them. They right now the Seahawks are not the Seahawks. The 49ers are
49ers.
trying to discover themselves, figure out what's going on. Debo's not being great right now. His route running, creating separations is not happening there. The number one dog is Juwan Jennings. So yeah, I think you guys can, and George Kittle, but I think you guys can go and take care of business. Um,
At home, our last home game.
yeah.
And what's your score prediction?
Let me see here. I would say 26-21 Dolphins. I think you guys rely on what's the name's leg?
Sanders?
Yeah, I think you guys rely on Sanders' leg more here. But since it's a home game, then shoot, great weather, right? You don't have to worry about being under 70 degrees. That's a
We're another. You see, the
Well,
jabs, they
we got
come, man. They
rain
come
coming.
and they
We got
hit.
rain coming in right now, so the temperatures might
oh,
actually drop, but it'll still be
Stop.
probably blue skies and sunshine.
let's hope. I don't
Maybe
know.
high
For
50s.
some reason, there's just a little bit of cold weather. It's like
Mid
we,
60s.
we don't
Yeah,
know how to
yeah.
run. We don't know how to
Right. We
play.
call that football weather in
We don't
South
know how to
Florida.
tackle. We slide everywhere. We don't know how to fill a running lane. Oh, I'm too cold to be able to come down and fill the lane before the running back gets there.
Right,
And
right.
now he's stiff arming my chest and going up the field for. I was so mad watching the Dolphins and Packers game, and I was just like,
We have a
what are we
friend who's
doing
a
here, guys?
Packers guy, and he's so obnoxious about the Packers. Can't stand him when he's talking about his Packers. So you could believe that we were very pissed watching that Dolphins Packers game because it's like the plays were there for for offense to make, And there were extra plays that the defense could have made. Maybe getting a little bit more 3 and outs. But at this point, at one point, I put at this point we need to. I tweeted we need the defense to score a touchdown. But I'm like, at this point, we need the defense to score a touchdown because that offense was so atrocious.
Yeah, and the switch got turned on way too late when the game was already away, and the problem was scoring in the red zone. That's where the
Or lack
issues
of
arose. Yeah, the lack of scoring in the red zone. That's. But hey, thank you guys in the warm weather at home.
warm
Yeah,
weather.
you guys could go and get the dub against the 49ers there. You guys put the nail in the coffin, man. Destroy this team.
Destroy the
Force
team.
them to have to blow the team up.
That's
Have
what they're
to
saying.
see
Kyle
what they.
Shanahan apparently is in the hot seat. So
No, I think Kyle Shanahan is fine, but I just think they have a lot of decisions to make with Trent, with Brock, with now the two receivers that they paid, with Jawan now, with their linemen, their defense. They have a lot of decisions for aging and expensive players on their team,
they
and then
sound like the
with
Dolphins.
Brock, so
What about okay? Give me your final thought on Tua Tagovailoa and what you expect for him to do in this particular game. I need you more center so
for
people can
him,
see you. Yeah.
um, hmm. I think
The
Tua.
internet's
I
forever.
think
Just
Tua.
so you know.
I think he ends up with above a 95 passer rating. I think this is better than what he did in the Texans. I believe he's not gonna throw almost two pick sixes.
No, he did 3 interceptions, 4 turnovers.
That was yeah.
He also fumbled the ball too. Just don't.
I
I don't even
I
talk about it.
think
I know.
it's gonna be a better design this time around. I think they learn from what happened against them in the Texans. But yeah,
Okay, so completion percentage, I think is going to be
completion
above seventy
percentage
percent.
for that's your take.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll say mine. 70 is a little. I
he's
was
been
gonna
averaging
say
seven over
65.
70 in
He,
the
he
last
probably
5.
could. You're right. You're right. More screens, more check downs, more A chain. You can't
Right
you can't miss
hooks,
a pass to A chain. Yeah,
right
right
hooks.
hooks with those digs and crossers. But we will see. We will
How many tutties?
we'll
How
see.
many tutties Tua's throwing?
Um, if it's 26, I say one or two. I'll say two. I'll say two touchdowns. I think you guys run another one in.
That's 21,
Um,
and then two
and
kicks.
then the two kicks there to make it 26 there. I
Technically, it would
think
make it 27, but
it would.
yeah.
Oh, then shoot, miss an
And
extra
20.
point.
You're gonna
Or there is no rushing. There is no rushing touchdown. Or it's just two
no. We'll
touchdowns
give
and
you the miss extra point. Sanders already done it twice, so why not a third time at this point? So
hey, you can go and do that real quick. Be fun. But
what about the defense? Well, your final take on
I
our defense?
think their defense. I think you guys could go stop them red zone. I know they had a couple games where they were explosive, but um, lately they've been falling off. And as long as you guys keep Debo angry and flustered and under wraps, then I think the rest of that team, because they're going to try to keep forcing him the ball. They're going to try to keep giving him the rock. But I think you guys can go and stop that and yeah, get the last W for for the year. Well, not for the year. I think you guys can get more dubs, but the last home game, the last home win, I think you guys can do it.
Yeah, we're gonna be there, guys. So come check it out. Again, Brother Phins will be there helping me out while we are, collecting donations for our charities on Sunday. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dolphins Cancer
Oh my
Challenge.
God, yes.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. So
That's it.
he just clicked on him. So yeah, duh. I already told you you're going to the game. Yeah, she knows.
Let's go.
Yeah, we're going. Yay, we're going. So other little brother friends is also coming too.
Oh, we okay.
Yeah, yeah. Not the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Great.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. The Miss Fins family will be there, that's for sure. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. But again, Brother Fins, aka Mr. Steelers, He, Mr. Steelers, your girl, still your girl, but Steelers, your girl.
Yeah.
I know, super cringe, whatever. You guys annoy me. Okay, say bye to the peeps.
Well, take care, guys. It's been a blast. Wish you the
Color,
best for the
Later, bro.
near and
Appreciate your talk,
future.
man.
Let's see how the off season goes. The draft. Oh man, we have a lot to
you're
get
gonna be
into.
my draft guy because I don't like talking draft. So there you go.
Let's go, Patrick Paul. Yes.
you
That's the guy. That's the friend.
right there and just twist it. Just twist the knife, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I love you. Okay,
It's
I'll
been
see.
real.
Yeah, much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. That's the football player I'm always referencing because he knows his ball. Trust me, he is an expert in all things football, man. I'm telling you.